afternoon, and welcome back to the last episode of the semester. I'm Chase Borland.
And I'm Ellie Metzler. Thanks for joining us.
The 10th annual reindeer run was on Saturday, and the community members got in the Christmas spirit with crazy, fun-filled costumes, hot cocoa, and of course, Santa.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas.
The Friends of Athens Casas held this 5K to raise money to support children in the Athens foster care system. 160 people registered for the race this year, which is an all-time record. Harley Leatherwood, the president of Friends of Athens Casas, says she is overwhelmed by the support they had from the community.
I love that everybody comes dressed up in their best holiday costumes. It's a lot of fun just to see people really in the spirit of giving, which is what we're all about, really, is giving back to our community. So.
Athens Casa director Tara Huffman says she is very grateful for the turnout.
I am just so excited. This event is so fun. Like, as you can just wear reindeer antlers and, with such a hard job and with such a, sad topic and hard work, that you can have events like this and have fun with the community that helps support those vulnerable children.
Athens Casa stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates. It's a program made up of all volunteers. They are the people meeting with the children in foster care and advocating for them in the court.
Our CASA volunteers are the heart and soul of our program.
Without the community's support, Athens Casa would have a much harder time finding volunteers. Athens resident Michael Smith, an annual runner of this race, says he's proud to support because they can't do it themselves.
Casa Gal's always been pretty prominent in the Athens community. It supports a great cause and just makes it a lot of fun to get some exercise in and support something that's meaningful.
Fran Wims has also participated in the reindeer run for 5 years now with her golden retriever Mackie, who actually runs the whole race with her.
I guess my favorite part is just seeing so many friends out here, all running together and being healthy. And I like bringing Mackie.
The reindeer run really did get everyone into the Christmas spirit. Friends of Athens Casas are always looking for more volunteers to help them out if you are interested.
During this time of year, it can be hard for families to provide Christmas presents for their children. A sorority on campus, Pi Beta Phi, is teaming up with Toys for Tots to help those in need. Toys for Tots is a mission where people in the community come together to donate gifts for children. They volunteer for this event because their philanthropy, Read, Lead, Achieve, supports kids, and Toys for Tots is another way for them to do that. The Pi Beta Phi president, Allison Lusk, says she is so glad her chapter does this.
For me, this is such a good, passionate thing for us to do. We love to give back to the community, especially in Athens.
If you want to help out, you have until tomorrow to drop off a new, unwrapped toy outside of Baker University Center. If you are unable to get a toy, you can also donate cash or checks.
Friends of Shelter Dogs hosted Donkey for the Dogs yesterday at Donkey Coffee. Friends of Shelter Dogs is a community group partnered with Athens County Dog Shelter. They hold these events to showcase adoptable dogs in the community, hoping to get some dogs adopted. Reporters Lilly, Gigi, and Jenna have more about it.
So our mission is to prevent the euthanasia of adoptable dogs at the Athens County Dog Shelter. The shelter staff is amazing, but they're not very many of them, and they're too busy to actually get out and walk the dogs and play with them in the yard. So we have volunteers going throughout the day, every day that they're open, to walk dogs and play with them and love on them and get to know them.
Our volunteer groups go in and walk the dogs throughout the day, help give them water, and just help out wherever's needed. The employees are super busy on more of the administrative side of things, so we're the ones that are actually taking the dogs out and giving them their proper enrichment and training in the day-to-day. Walks, we give them that human interaction that they'd be lacking, and just spending the time with them to make them feel much better about the situation they're in, because the shelter's not the best place to be if you're a dog, and having a person to be there for you and just take you out and tell you you're a good boy or a good girl is means the world to them.
So we do adoption events around the community. We try to do at least once a month so that people can come and meet dogs without necessarily having to go to the shelter.
We have a lot of fundraising events, specifically on the parent weekends, like Mom's Weekend and Dad's Weekend. We bring the dogs out of the shelter so they can be seen by the families of OU and also fundraise for them.
The dogs are definitely happier since they're getting a lot of love and walks. Adoptions are up. Now the euthanasia rate is 0. It's essentially a no-kill shelter.
Having people to come in and actually help these dogs is so important because the employees are really busy with the administrative side, so having volunteers to come in and help with the issues is what's really giving these dogs a better quality of life.
Athens County Dog Shelter is overcrowded and is always looking for those to adopt their dogs. Also, Friends of Shelter Dogs is always looking for more volunteers. Check out both if interested. Alden Library contains many historical archives that students can explore. The archives here at Ohio University consist of many historical documents and sources such as 13th century Bible, documents from World War II, and the first students to attend OU report cards. You can view more material from the archives, including photos, maps, magazines, posters, and yearbooks. The archive's mission is to support education, research, and creativity with the intent of preserving cultural heritage. The archives are the best place on campus the next time you need primary sources, so be sure to check it out.
Alexander Elementary School has been raising money to recreate their playground to make it more inclusive for all children. Andrew Bowlby has more.
Days before the Thanksgiving holiday, the Alexander Inclusive Playground Project hit the $100,000 donation mark.
Every transfer that we receive, we're just blown away by the support.
The first of many milestones also comes with a match of $80,000 from Little Tykes, the company the school has ordered the first big piece of playground equipment from.
But having that first goal accomplished is really exciting. I mean, you put a lot into it, but to reach it in such short notice, within just a few months of really starting, is really exciting.
After just 4 months of fundraising, the project has enough money to complete its first phase. Phase P is the first of 4 total phases along with L, A, and Y. The equipment in Phase P is the biggest and most expensive.
That was just such a tremendous relief to get that, because we're such a small community. Trying to fundraise the amount of money that we need to get this playground done is a huge undertaking in itself.
The next phase, Phase L, includes raising funds for freestanding equipment pieces that provide motion and sensory input. Phase A will replace the surface of the playground from a mulch to a more inclusive rubber material. The final phase, Y, will focus on making the kindergarten and pre-K playground equipment and service inclusive. While the physical playground has been a big part of the project's goal, the school is already seeing students act more inclusive.
So I definitely think it's making children aware, which is really exciting, because it isn't just about the physical playground. I think it's just about being aware of differently abled people.
It's already created a more inclusive environment where kids are thinking more thoughtfully about how they interact with other people.
The project is accepting donations on its website at alexanderinclusiveplayground.org for their next phases.
Let's take a sneak peek at the latest episode from the podcast IMD Bobcat. They're covering Ridley Scott's latest film, Napoleon.
Qui défend nos droits? La justice, pourquoi? L'injustice, nique sa mère. Le dernier juge que j'ai vu avait plus de risques que le dealer de ma... 1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of IMD Bobcat. I'm Nathaniel.
I'm Spencer.
And today we are going to be covering the recent release, Napoleon. This will probably be a slightly shorter episode than usual, just because we're covering one movie. And I don't know if we're going to have a whole lot to say about it necessarily.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Maybe not, but I have a few... After the news stories, I'm getting into Ridley Scott's press tour, and then I figured we'd just talk about that for a good while.
Yeah, we can do that, yeah.
I've never heard of that film before, but I'm excited to go see it. Now let's head over to Kendall for sports.
Thanks, Chase and Ellie. Hi, everyone. I'm Kendall Timms. I'll have your sports report for today. Starting off, men's basketball fell to Youngstown State last night, 78-72. This is the largest deficit the Bobcats have seen all season, losing by only 6 points. So they've been on a roll this season. This is their first loss at home, which makes their record 5-3. The Bobcats look to change that record for the better as they will face Marshall this Saturday at 4 p.m. Now over in women's basketball, our women's basketball team headed to Columbus to face the Ohio State Buckeyes, where they did unfortunately fall 45-85. Coming up for women's basketball, they will take on Syracuse this Saturday, which will be a tough opponent because Syracuse is 7-1 and our Bobcats are 2-4. Now over in hockey, our D2 hockey team will be heading to Michigan to take on the Wolverines Friday and Saturday. And D1 hockey will be heading to Kent State to take on the Flashes. That will be a tough game for the Bobcats because the Kent State Flashes are 16-6 and we are currently 13-7, so it'll be a pretty even matchup. The D1 hockey team just beat Niagara 9-3, so players like Luke Reeve will be really big impacts for the hockey team this weekend. That's all I have for sports today. Thanks, guys.
Good to see you again. My name is James Zinnbauer. I'm your forecaster for this week, courtesy of Ohio University's Scalia Lab. And it seems I'm telling you the same thing every single week. It's very nice outside right now, very warm. Looking like Friday will be in the high 50s again, Saturday into the 60s, which is kind of crazy for this time of year, if you can believe that. But as always with these warming trends, we always get a low pressure system that starts to move in, pushing in some more colder air alongside a cold front, which is going to bring in a lot more rain this weekend as well. So Saturday evening, you can see some showers in your area. Sunday as well, we're getting a lot more rain, probably up to accumulations of 1/4 of an inch. Sunday night, as more cold air starts to move in and temperatures start plummeting, you can see a little bit of snow mixing in overnight, but the ground will probably be too warm. It'll also be more of this wet snow mix that we saw earlier this week. So no real accumulations should be expected. As usual with the passing of these low pressure systems, we're getting a lot more cold air moving into our area, but we get high pressure start to build once again. So the start of next week and into the later of next week, we'll see temperatures in the 40s, very clear, very calm, which is a great start off to our winter break. And for myself and everyone at Scalia Lab, I hope you have a wonderful winter. Happy holidays.
This semester holds a lot of special memories for us posties. So we asked our fellow staff about what their favorite memory of the semester is.
My favorite memory of the semester was getting to go to Atlanta for the Student Media Convention. I had so much fun with the Post there and New Political and WOUB and other student media orgs, and I literally learned so much, and it was so fun.
My favorite memory of this semester was meeting all the new posties and just hanging out and seeing what potential the multimedia department had this semester.
My favorite memory from this semester is doing the cactus video. Well, it was a greenhouse video, but there were cactuses.
My favorite memory on our team this past semester has been our second meeting. It was actually during week 3. We did a little activity where everyone wrote on a rock. They wrote one thing, that they're nervous for, something they anticipate, and we went outside, we threw those rocks into the pond. It was kind of like throwing your fears away, so that's a good memory I had from early in the semester.
So my favorite part of the Post this semester has been probably our election edition, because that caters to news, and it was a lot of fun to be in the newsroom for a long time.
My favorite memory of the Post this semester has been doing these special segments. They're so fun, and I love hearing what everyone's answers are.
My favorite memory here at the Post has been filming my first video, Putt Putt at the Ridges. How about you, Chase?
It's got to be the chaotic process of filming Post TV. Brick City Records, the student-run record label on campus, hosted a showcase Saturday at Donkey Coffee. This featured their 4 artists, Huey Slims, Topped Off, Young King Noah, and The House Guest. Brick City Records is the student-run record label here on Ohio University's campus. They feature 4 artists every year, and this past Saturday, December 2nd, they had a showcase at Donkey Coffee. Their 2023-24 artists consist of Huey Slims, Young King Noah, The House Guest, and Topped Off.
Brick City has been super helpful in a lot of ways. One is just getting us shows. Like this was super fun. The Halloween block show was super cool. That was an amazing opportunity that we wouldn't have even had a shout out without Brick City. And the second one's probably the EP that we just finished recording actually. It's coming out in March. That will be huge for us because we just don't have any music out right now, so that'll be super.
I think by helping us record a project, providing us with a team for marketing, and getting a show, like the Halloween show was a crazy experience.
Working together, making music, or being in a band has been very impactful. Brick City Records has allowed them the platform to succeed in the Athens area and be able to grow together as artists and as a label.
It's really kind of opened a lot of doors to new friends, as well as a great community of fans who've been able to meet, and it's been a lot of fun, and honestly just be enjoying the experience tonight.
Getting to play with these guys, it's just, I think it was our first practice. We decided we wanted to start a band together after playing together. It was either 1 or 2 times. And just that, yeah, it's just that, like, I feel like there's a chemistry there. It just feels very natural.
Ultimately tell me something. Post-mortem examination so that my body is punctured for a stop. We have our options for all of those.
You can check out any of these bands and rappers in the various locations around Athens that they perform. BCR has given them the great opportunity to play their music for the OU students in Athens residence.
So we played Donkey, Casa, and Union. I personally don't know if I have a favorite. I think the variety is nice, and I think all the energies are different in the different venues. So I think having that rotation of venues is nice.
We performed here, which actually this was the first place we ever performed back in like January 22. So shout outs to Donkey for giving us a chance. We played at Union a bunch, Casa a bunch, some house show venues around here.
If you missed the showcase last weekend, you can check out their other shows. They perform at places around Athens like Donkey, Castanueva, and the Union. You can also find these artists on most platforms.
Four Paws for Ability is a nonprofit organization that places service animals with those who need assistance. Students on campus train these dogs to be better socialized, and the organization hopes to raise awareness about service dogs.
Four Paws for Ability breeds, raises, trains, and places service dogs with children and veterans with disabilities. This nonprofit organization has been placing over 120 service dogs annually since 1998. Their vision is that the people placed with dogs can see their full potential one service dog at a time.
If you are interested in fostering or training a service dog, go to the Four Paws for Ability website for more information. That's all we have for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ellie Metzler. We have loved getting to produce news for you all this semester, and we can't wait to see what next semester brings.
And I'm Chase Borland. Be sure to check out all of our socials. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and TikTok. Have a great winter break, Bobcats. See you next semester.